This is Fabulous Kim, #1 in the West.
Fabulous Kim, the Mighty 95. In the late 50s and early 60s, KIMN was Denver's dominant radio station. The station combined top 40 music, high-energy personalities, and zany promotions and became one of the premier top 40 stations in the country. But times and tastes have changed. KIMN's ratings and revenue have suffered. So on April 24th, KIMN will leave the air. In its place, KYGO AM 950, offering country music, personalities, news, and traffic. The new format begins on Tuesday, April 26th at noon.
Fabulous Kim, Denver 95.
Scott Kilgore, Kim News.
This is Boss Radio in Colorado, KIMN Denver.
Boss Radio, the Denver Tiger, Fabulous Kim, Denver 95. For years, KIMN was Denver's highest-rated radio station, but times have changed. So on April 24th, one of the country's dominant top 40 radio stations of the 50s and 60s will leave the air. Kim General Manager Wayne Phillips.
It's rough. I'll be very candid with you. It is rough. This is an emotional time for us down at the radio station. It is the passing of a friend, and the same kinds of emotions that you have when you're passing with a friend is pretty tough internally.
In Kim's place, KYGO AM 950, featuring country music, personalities, news, and traffic. The new format debuts on Tuesday, April 26th.
Fabulous Kim, Denver 95. Whoopee!
Scott Kilgore, Kim News.
Do you remember this one hit the top?
Fabulous Kim, the Mighty 95, hit the top in the 50s and 60s, but that was more than 20 years ago.
On Saturday, April 23rd, 1988, Paxton and the Hawk will deliver the last live show to ever be broadcast on KIMN AM radio. This final live show will be followed by a pre-recorded 19-hour retrospective of Kim. At the conclusion of this 19-hour broadcast, Kim will permanently sign off the air.
Kim General Manager Wayne Phillips explaining that over the years, Kim's ratings and revenue have declined. But Roy, the bellboy Gunderson, remembers some of Kim's zany 60s promotions.
We had the snake pit thing with Pogo Pogue, and we had the greased pig contest out at Jefferson County Rodeo, and we had the burro race to Magic Mountain.
On April 26th, Kim will be replaced by KYGO AM 950 with country music, personalities, news, and traffic.
Fabulous Kim, Denver 95.
Scott Kilgore, Kim News.
Denver 95, Fabulous Kim.
The Denver Tiger, Boss Radio. For most of us in radio today, it was the kind of radio that led us into the business in the first place. During the 50s and 60s, KIMN was Denver's dominant radio station, but times have changed. Kim General Manager Wayne Phillips.
The demise of Kim did not occur overnight. It's been 4 years in the making. And we gave it every best shot and hung on as long as we could and invested a heck of a lot to keep the product alive, but the figures don't lie.
On April 26th, Kim will be replaced by KYGO AM 950 with country music, personalities, news, and traffic.
Fabulous Kim, Denver 95.
Scott Kilgore, Kim News.
It's about 10 o'clock right here on AM 95 KIMN.
AM 95, KIMN, Denver. Your station for news.
This is a historic undertaking with KIMN. It is one of the last of the greats, and I think
This is Fabulous Kim, Denver 95. Where you hear more hits.
Where you hear more hits.
KIMN in the tradition of WLS in Chicago, KHJ in Los Angeles, WABC in New York. We're one of the last of that breed, a heritage rock and roll radio station that is looking at closure.
KIMN General Manager Wayne Phillips made the announcement a week ago explaining why the Mighty 95 was no longer mighty. It is 40 degrees at 10 o'clock. Good morning. I'm George Weber.
What follows ratings is revenue, and the ratings have decreased significantly over the last 4 years. Consequently, the revenues have decreased as well.
And KIMN listeners, they remember.
You know what my teachers used to say that when I was in school in the 50s? They used to say, well, you kids, you always listen to Kim, and if your dial fell off, you wouldn't even miss it. And it was true. Kim was my constant companion.
Now, class, come to order. Little Violet, how many letters in the alphabet? Well, to my way of thinking, there's only 4. KIMN. No more.
No more. KIMN News Time is 10:02.
Your station for news.
40 degrees at 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm George Weber. A Denver legend dies in less than an hour. 95 fabulous Kim, the Denver Tiger, ends a 34-year reign on Denver's airwaves. It's a station rich in history, rich in memories. It is our top story, and it is our last.
95 fabulous Kim.
The music format when I was at KIMN, of course, is quite a bit different than it is today, or actually even 20 years ago, because we were playing a lot of Sinatra, Peggy Lee, more middle of the road. I remember the High-Lows and the Four Freshmen. First time I ever played the High-Lows, and of course I work with a number of them out here in Hollywood frequently. Some of the great recordings of Dancing on the Ceiling, those kind of things, which is my exercise. I used to also dance on the ceiling.
I said shake, round and roll. Shake, round and roll. Shake, round and roll. Shake, round and roll. Well, you won't do nothing, save your doggone soul. Shake, round and roll. Bum, 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 Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
1954, the beginning of the Denver Tiger. In 1954, you could buy a home for $15,000. Per capita income for the average Colorado family was about $6,500, and you could buy a new car for $1,600. In 1958, you could get an Edsel.
Yes, the Bob Jones deal is famous, and now Colorado's largest Edsel dealer can put you in America's newest car for as little as $2,395.
This is a fully equipped Edsel 4-door sedan with teletouch transmission, radio, heater, white sidewalls, 325 horsepower motor, and only $2,395 complete.
Bob Jones has over 50 new Edsels in stock at 8200 West Colfax.
4 doors, 2 doors, convertible, station wagon.
You'll never be able to buy an Edsel at a lower price.
So don't wait. See Bob Jones now and own a new 1958 Edsel for only $2,395 and immediate delivery.
The one that's new is the lowest price. So see your Edsel dealer.
That's Bob Jones, Midway Motors, featuring Edsel, Mercury, and English Ford, 8200 West Colfax.
Mile High City. How can you be down in Denver? KIMN, KIMN.
Red Rocks Park, concerts after dark. Aspen trees, cool summer breeze. Mile High Stadium, Gates Planetarium. Downhill runs, snow in the sun. People stare, Larimer Square. Mountain Parks, discos after dark.
But why did all of this have to end? KIMN General Manager Wayne Phillips says it had to do with sagging ratings.
What follows ratings is revenue, and the ratings have decreased significantly over the last 4 years. Consequently, the revenues have decreased as well. We made every effort to mature the product and tell the marketplace, look, we're not what you think we are. We are not your teen top 40 station. Indeed, I had one individual from the press call me yesterday and said, you know, I'm a big fan of top 40, and I hate to see this top 40 radio station go. It's not a top 40 station and hasn't been a top 40 station for years.
I grew up with the fact that AM radio was at that time the only kind of radio. And AM radio brought to me a sense of fun, a sense of music, news, contests. You got to actually be involved with a radio station. Not from just being a listener, but you actually got to win things. You got to see contests and goofy extravaganzas the radio stations put on. You got to be a part of it. And that's what seems to be missing today. And with the AM radio station changing to talk and sports, it seems to be a wave. And it seems to be a wave that can't be stopped.
You know what my teachers used to say, that when I was in school in the 50s? They used to say, well, you kids, you always listen to Kim, and if your dial fell off, you wouldn't even miss it. And it was true. Kim was my constant companion.
Now, class, come to order. Little Violet, how many letters in the alphabet? Well, to my way of thinking, there's only 4. KIMN, no more.
We all like the music, the money-flavored music. We all like Kim's brand of fun. Teacher, you'll learn to smile if you set your dial at KIMN. Denver's #1.
This is a historic undertaking with KIMN. It is one of the last of the greats.
95 fabulous Kim.
Kim in the tradition of WLS in Chicago, KHJ in Los Angeles, WABC in New York. We're one of the last of that breed. A heritage rock and roll radio station that is looking at closure.
Those cool winter nights with family and friends at the Kim Parade of Lights. Kim takes your lows to the highest of heights. Kim is the best show in Denver. The best show in Denver.
For the entire Kim News staff, Scott Kilgore, Scott Corlew, Mark Kochman, Dana Logan, Gene Price, Dick Dillon, Eric Birch. Thanks for the memories.
Exclusive AccuWeather.
Officially in Denver at the airport, 42 degrees, and here at 95 Fabulous Kim, 40 degrees. For the last time, I'm George Weber in the KIMN News Center.
Paxton and a Hop. KIMN. Denver.